Oriire fun owo. Glad tidings to you. Ago orimi. Ago egunmi. Ago orishami. Ago emole. Ago Ifa. Shimona oro mi. Iro mi. Ati ishe mi. Sodo ashe yori. Listen, my Ori. Listen, my ancestors. Listen, my Orisha. Listen, Irunmole. Listen, Ifa. Guide my words, my thoughts, and my actions toward success. Ashe, Ashe, Ashe. Welcome. This is Baba Umar, once again inviting you to take this journey with me into Ifa Iwa, establishing your own Ifa practice. In this lesson, part 2 of Understanding Adura, we'll discuss prayers of declarations and prayers of petitioning or summoning. I recommend that you listen to Understanding Adura Part 1 so that you have a fuller understanding, a comprehension of this particular lesson. In Part 1, we discussed prayers of praise and prayers of gratitude and how these types of Adura can affect your Ashe Ami, your energy signature. Remember, your energy signature is the totality of vibration that you put out into the world, into the universe, regardless of the difference between what you say and what you feel in your heart. All of it is expressed in your Ashe Ami. I talk more about that in part 1. So let's discuss prayers of declaration. Isha'ro. Expressions of praise and gratitude covered in part 1 of Understanding Adura should lead you to make certain declarations regarding your relationship to Oludumare and the Emole, the spiritual entities. A declaration, Isha'ro, is a positive, formal, or explicit statement, a proclamation, if you will, that we firmly hold something to be true. You may make declarations of your character, your lineage, your purpose in life, and other things about which you have convictions. You can make declarations of your willful choice to align your physical Ori with your spiritual Ori, your Ori Apere, your Ori Inu, that is your state of perfection. In Ile Awo Orisa, our declarations generally begin with Emene, I am. Think about how these particular declarations that I'm going to share might shift your Ashe Ami, again, as we described earlier and as we described in the previous video, your energy signature. In these first 3, we're talking to Olodumare. Emene Edae, I am your creature, your creation. This is a declaration to the God that you recognize that you're not a self-created being, that you come from some source, and you're acknowledging that relationship. Emene Omoe, I am your child. Not only am I your creature, your creation, but there is a sense of familial relationship in my mind and heart towards you. I see myself as your child. And Emene Oluranse, I am your servant. Not only do I recognize that I am your creature, your creation, that there's this familial relationship between you and I, I'm your child, but I also recognize that my journey in the world is one of service. I didn't just come for frivolous reasons. I'm not a frivolous creation. I'm here for a purpose, and that purpose is to serve you. Oluranse, I am your servant. Here now we are affirming our sense of Isopo in these next statements. Isopo is our sense of connectivity with the divine. So we say in Ile Awo Orisa, Emenio kan ti ashe, ashe eniti mi nigbag bogbo. I am one with the ashe. The ashe is with me always. Powerful statement. The ashe, the black material of the darkness from which all things come, the original energy source of everything, right? I'm one with that. There's no way that I can be separated from it. My very existence is an expression of it. And I'm declaring that I'm conscious of that relationship that I have to the ashe. Emini okan ti orisun, orisun ni ti mi nigbag bogbo. I am one with the source. The source is with me always. When the ashe becomes a conscious entity, the source being, the creative force that brings all things into manifestation, I recognize that I cannot separate myself from that source, that source and I are connected always. There's no point in my life, no point in my day, no point or circumstance that I'm dealing with in which I am separate from the ashe and separate from the divine source. And here, we're declaring our sense of responsibility and purpose for coming into the world. Emini alakoso tia yanmo ipin. I am the master of my destiny. We say, free to accept or to reject at will. Free to take the power, free to take the wisdom. I choose to shine as a light among the children of men. Emini alakoso tia yanmo ipin. So I'm making this declaration that I recognize that I am the master of my destiny. I have a responsibility to guide myself through the experiences of the Loja. And the only way that I can do that, obviously, is to maintain this connection between my physical Ori and my spiritual Ori. That is the purpose of your Ifa Iwa, to help to maintain that connection. Emini olukoni ti India. I am a teacher of the people. We say, leading them onward and upward until they too are lights among men, freed from the darkness of the night that surrounds them, flaming with lights that shall shine among men. Emini olukoni ti India. I am a teacher of the people. Again, I'm not here for some frivolous reason. I have a responsibility to all of Oludumade's creation, the plants, the animals, and certainly to the other human beings. In fact, we'll go further and say, Awa gege bi eniyan, awa ni Oludumade yan, lati lotun ile ayese, eni ayan niwa. We, as human beings, we are the God's elect, designated to renew the world. We are the chosen ones. These are our declarations that we make to maintain this connection and this sense of purpose in life. This is part of our Adura, part of our prayers. And just simply saying, Mojuba, I humble myself. That's a declaration. I humble myself before whatever the Orisha, before my ancestors, before Oludumare, Olorun, just to say Mojuba and put behind that whoever it is you're referring to in that particular moment, that particular prayer. Ashe, Ashe, Ashe. Now let's discuss prayers of petition or summoning. Petitioning, Ibere, or summoning, pashe'e, we say invoking and evoking, right? Nawa, expansion, is your Ogun Ibi. It is your birthright. You come into this world to explore, to experiment, to learn, to grow, to succeed in achieving the purpose for which you came. This is your Ogun Ibi. And your Ori, your Egun, your ancestors, the Imole, your Egbe, your soul community, and Ifa, the nature of creation, all support you in your journey in the Loja, in the marketplace. So petitioning and summoning are part of your Ogun Ibi. Remember the 3 declarations that we mentioned earlier. Emini Edae, I am your creature, your creation. Emini Omoe, I am your child. Emini Oluranse, I am your servant. So a petition is a formal and respectful request addressed to an entity that you believe has the authority and power to grant that which you are seeking. Summoning is calling upon an entity of authority and power to do something that you are specifically seeking. It's also a call for the presence of, as by command or call, or as we say, to invoke or to evoke, to call it into presence your Egun, to call into presence your Orisha, to call into presence the Emole, to be there with you so that you can converse with them as I'm conversing with you, as you would be conversing with someone sitting across the table from you. This is part of Adora. This is the part of Adora when you openly speak to those you have called into assembly, informing them of your needs and asking for their support, and asking them to accept your humble and sincere offering of Omitutu or some other ebo or sacrifice that you might be making at that time. In Ile Awo Orisa, we have several Oren Ti Paya, chants of manifestation and invocations. Our most commonly used pay or call is Mogbadora si ati pejade. Asheti, meaning I invoke and evoke the Ashe of, and again, name the Orisha, name the ancestor, Ori Baba, Ori Iya, Ori Egbe, right? Mogbadora si ati pejade, Asheti, and fill in the blank. So what is it that you are summoning for? What is it that you are petitioning for? What is it that you're seeking? To avert some illness or tragedy? To find a meaningful relationship? To have healthy children? To achieve financial success? To overcome some emotional difficulties? Are you petitioning for guidance, for protection? Here in this part of Adura, you're expressing yourself openly and honestly, like talking to someone you know always supports your best interests. In these lessons on Understanding Adura, Part 1 and Part 2, we've discussed prayers of praise, Ian, gratitude, Imore, declarations, Siso, and petitioning, Ibere, or summoning, Pashe'e. These are the 4 fundamental elements of Adura as taught in Ile Awo Orisa. I joyfully invite you to join us on this continuing journey of establishing your Ifa Iwa, your Ifa practice. The description below for a link to the PDF copy of my notes for this and other lessons, so that the Yoruba expressions that we've used, you'll have those right there in the notes in front of you so that you can study and practice those expressions so that you'll be able to utilize them as you begin to engage in your Ifa Iwa, your Ifa practice. In the next lesson, we'll be discussing isha'ro, or meditation. That is the process of incoming communication from the spiritual entities or the immortal beings. So, Adora, outgoing communication; isha'ro, incoming communication. Ibukun funowo, blessings on you. Ifo kanbule, peace of mind from Oludumare. Ashe, Ashe, Ashe.